everyone, welcome back to Crochet and Crime, where I crochet and I tell true crime stories. As you can see, we're in a different location. Not different location, I'm just facing a different wall. But, yeah, I actually really like the background here. I think I'm gonna keep it this way. I actually kind of like it, and I'm not sitting on the floor where my butt hurts the entire time. So that's all good. Yeah. So this story is... wow. We are going to be talking about Bobby Jo Stinnett. And she is the victim of Lisa Marie Montgomery. I will like to put out a quick disclaimer. This story does get pretty graphic, and it does go into detail about like crime scenes and mental illnesses and stuff. So if you're not into that, I suggest you click away. And with that, let's get into it. Bobby grew up in Missouri. She was a kind, shy woman, and she was great in school. Her husband, Zeb, and her were high school sweethearts. And when she was 23, Bobby Jo was 8 months pregnant with her first child. In December of 2004, Bobby Jo met Darlene Fisher in an online chat room. Darlene wanted to buy a puppy from Bobby since Bobby and Zeb had their own little dog breeder company. Like, they would sell puppies that they themselves would breed. And Darlene was interested in buying a puppy from their newest litter. So Bobby invited Darlene over so they could meet up and discuss adopting a puppy. On the 16th, Bobby Jo's mother came into town to visit her daughter and check in on her. And this is where she found Bobby Jo on the floor in the kitchen in a pool of her own blood. Bobby Jo's mother called the police, hysterical, trying her best to give the police as much detail of what she walked into and how she found her. The ambulance arrived shortly and tried their hardest to revive Bobby, but they were unsuccessful. They then issued an Amber Alert for a red Toyota Corolla that was stated to be in the driveway when, before Becky, Bobby Jo's mother, arrived. The Amber Alert was denied at first because they had not used this type of alert for an unborn child. The baby that Bobby Jo was carrying was taken via her stomach being cut open. And they could not exactly give a description of the baby because it was just taken, unless they wanted to put up a photo of a sonogram and said missing baby, last seen in the womb. It was pointless. No one knew what to do except look for that red car. At the crime scene, there was no sign of forced entry, so that gave the investigators the idea that Bobby Jo knew her attacker and let them in. It was also shown that Bobby Jo was strangled and there was blood on her feet, showing that Bobby Jo regained consciousness after her stomach was cut open. They said she had a handful of the attacker's hair clenched in her fist. They also described her face and how badly it was beaten in. One of the people from the chat room that Bobby Jo and Darlene were in came forward and told police about Bobby and Darlene. The police then looked up Darlene's IP address and found a home out in Melbourne, Kansas that belonged to Lisa and Kevin Montgomery. Bobby Jo and Lisa met in April and shared interest in dogs and dog show events. They still communicated through the chat rooms, and Lisa had told Bobby Jo that she was also pregnant, so they bonded over their pregnancy and their love for dogs. Police went out to the home in Melbourne in search for Lisa to question her about the attack. The police saw in the driveway the car that matched the car described in the Amber Alert. They go inside and see Lisa on the couch holding a baby, which was named Abigail. The baby had a cut on its eye, and Lisa told police that she gave birth at a local birthing center, and she told the same story to her husband because her husband wasn't there for the birth. And after this supposed birth, they went around and paraded the baby all around town, and now they are just home caring for their new baby. The police questioned Kevin, and he said that he was not there for the birth and that Lisa had called him to pick her up at a restaurant, and he said he didn't find it weird because he knew that Lisa didn't like doctors and hospitals. Lisa then pulled the officers aside and then told them that she actually gave birth at home and then threw the placenta in a river nearby, so that's why it wasn't there. The officers were like, this still doesn't make sense, so they took Lisa in for more questioning. Lisa's story just went completely out the window. She could not keep her story straight at all, and so she caved and confessed to killing Bobby Joe. She said she took a cord and strangled Bobby Joe, and she looked up at-home C-section procedures, because that's always safe. And now she has a baby that looks like Gil from Finding Nemo. So Lisa Marie Montgomery, her full name, she actually had a pretty sad story. Not saying that defends what she did at all, but still, it was pretty god-awful. So Lisa was raised in Kansas, and her mother drank a lot, and her father was in the military. And so Lisa and her stepsister Diane were stuck in this house with her mom and her stepdad, who were physically, mentally, and sexually abusive. Diane was taken away by social services, and Lisa was left with her mother and stepfather. So the abuse continued, and it only got worse as she got older, and her stepfather allowed his friends to abuse Lisa as well. So not only was she having to worry about her stepfather, but she was also having to worry about other men that some of them she didn't even know. This got so bad to the point where her stepfather made a room just so he could drag her in there and beat her. And he also stored his liquor in there, and that's when Lisa would start drinking, so she wouldn't be all there while he was doing what he was doing. At the age of 18, Lisa married her stepbrother as a way to kind of escape the hellhole she was already in, but then her husband began abusing her, and Lisa's brother found a video of her husband beating her, and he didn't know how to bring it up, so he kind of just, he kind of just left it there. He didn't know what to do, pretty much. Lisa and her husband had 4 children together, and Lisa loved the attention that she got when she was pregnant, so she just kept getting pregnant. And during her 4th pregnancy, the doctors recommended Lisa get her tubes tied. She was hesitant, but eventually caved and got her tubes tied. And her husband divorced her, they got remarried, then divorced again when Lisa took all the kids to live with Kevin Montgomery. Lisa and Kevin got married 2 years later, and Lisa had claimed 3 times that she was pregnant, even though she wasn't. And she was creating these delusions and made herself believe that she was in fact pregnant. And her ex-husband said that he would take her to court and get custody of 2 of the 4 children that they had together, and that he would expose her for her lies because she kept saying that she was pregnant. And so Lisa was like, well, shit, gotta get a baby. And so she met Bobby Joe, they talked, met up, took her baby, and now here we are. And because of all of this, she was charged with, of course, murder and kidnapping. And on January 13th, 2021, Lisa Marie Montgomery was executed. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll be right back. Alright, here's the finished product. And you might be wondering, Dane, what the fuck? It is gonna be a little mat for my nightstand table. I'm gonna have to get another roll of this type of yarn in order to make it bigger, but I'm probably gonna put a picture right there of what it looks like. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this story. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!